Djibouti sits at the Horn of Africa, where the Red Sea meets the Gulf of Aden, a crossroads between Africa and Arabia. This unique location has shaped its history for thousands of years, making it a vital link between continents and cultures. Its proximity to the Arabian Peninsula made it one of the first African regions to encounter Islam. The narrow waters separating Djibouti from Arabia allowed for easy movement of people, goods, and ideas. For centuries, Djibouti's harbors welcomed traders and travelers, creating a bridge for ideas and beliefs. These ports were alive with the sounds of many languages and the exchange of stories from distant lands. Islam arrived here not by conquest, but through peaceful trade and interaction. Merchants and sailors brought not only goods, but also new spiritual ideas that found fertile ground. The ancestors of today's Somalis and Afars were already part of vast trade networks, open to new ideas. Their openness and curiosity helped them embrace new faiths and customs from across the sea. When Islam emerged in the 7th century, it traveled these same routes, carried by the winds and waves. The sea became a highway for faith, connecting communities on both sides. The concept of one God was familiar, thanks to earlier contact with Judaism and Christianity. Djibouti's people were already accustomed to religious diversity and philosophical exchange. Islam's message of unity and justice resonated, taking root early and shaping Djibouti's identity. Over time, it became woven into the fabric of daily life and community values. This foundation of faith, built on connection and acceptance, still shapes Djibouti today. The legacy of those early encounters continues to inspire a spirit of openness and unity in the country's modern society. Early in Islamic history, the Prophet Muhammad's followers faced relentless persecution in Makkah. Their beliefs set them apart, and they endured hardship, isolation, and even violence from their own community. The situation grew so dire that practicing their faith openly became nearly impossible. Recognizing their suffering, the Prophet advised some of his closest companions to seek refuge across the Red Sea, in Abyssinia, what we know today as Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti. This journey was both a leap of faith and a desperate search for safety. These refugees, including the Prophet's daughter Ruqayya and his son-in-law, the future Caliph Uthman, bravely crossed the waters and landed on the welcoming shores of the Horn of Africa. Local communities greeted them with open arms, offering not just safety, but genuine hospitality and kindness. The warmth of their welcome was a lifeline for the weary travelers. The Christian king, known as the Negus, listened to the Muslims' story. Moved by their sincerity and recognizing the kinship between their faiths, he offered them protection, defying pressure from Makkah's leaders. This act of refuge forged a powerful and lasting bond between the early Muslims and the people of the Horn, built on mutual respect and understanding. Djibouti, with its strategic location, became a sanctuary, a place where Islam was not just received but woven into the fabric of its earliest history. This legacy of tolerance and hospitality made Islam feel like a faith of friends and neighbors, not conquerors or strangers. It set a tone of acceptance that would echo for generations. When Islam later spread throughout the region, it was embraced as a familiar and trusted tradition, rooted in shared experiences and mutual respect. The story of the first Hijra remains a powerful symbol of interfaith respect, compassion, and our shared humanity, a lesson that still resonates today. The Red Sea was a superhighway of trade, linking Africa, Arabia, and beyond. Djibouti's ports, like Tadjoura and Obak, bustled with merchants exchanging goods and ideas. Muslim traders brought not only spices and textiles, but also their faith and values. Their honesty and daily practices, prayer, fasting, fairness, impressed local communities. Islam spread quietly through relationships and example, not force. Many traders married into local families, blending cultures and creating new Muslim communities. Over generations, Islam became woven into the fabric of coastal life. The faith then traveled inland, carried by nomadic Somali and Afar traders. Its message of unity and simplicity resonated with people on the move. Islam's spread was gradual, built on trust and shared experience. The Red Sea's currents and desert paths carried the faith deep into the land. As Islam took root, the first mosques appeared, simple structures but central to community life. Mosques became places for worship, learning, and gathering. Scholars and teachers arrived from Arabia and Yemen, bringing books and founding madrasas. They taught Arabic, Quranic studies and Islamic law, adapting lessons to local customs. This respectful approach helped Islam blend with Somali and Afar traditions. Scholars became advisors, mediators, and spiritual guides, shaping both faith and society. Over time, Djiboutian scholars traveled abroad, returning with knowledge to teach future generations. A tradition of learning and religious leadership flourished. Islam in Djibouti became deep and scholarly, not just a set of rituals. This intellectual foundation endures, shaping ethics and community life. Today, Islam is the heartbeat of Djibouti's national identity. Over 94% of the population is Muslim. The call to prayer marks daily life everywhere. Ramadan and Eid festivals unite families and communities in celebration. Islamic values shape family life, hospitality, and social cohesion. Personal names, greetings, and customs reflect a shared religious heritage. Djibouti's legal system blends civil and Islamic law, preserving tradition within a modern state. Religious leaders guide communities, mediating disputes and offering counsel. Islamic themes inspire poetry, art, and calligraphy, enriching cultural expression. Islam is both a personal faith and a collective identity, connecting Djiboutians to their past and to each other. The spread of Islam in Djibouti is a story of journeys, of refugees, traders, and scholars crossing seas and cultures. It is a tale woven from countless acts of courage and curiosity, as people left behind the familiar to seek new beginnings across the waters. These were peaceful exchanges, not conquests, that transformed both visitors and hosts. Through trade, conversation, and shared meals, trust and understanding grew between communities. The Red Sea was a bridge, not a barrier, enabling lasting connections. Its waters carried ideas, beliefs, and traditions, linking distant shores and shaping destinies. Islam was adopted gradually, through respect and shared values, not force. The faith took root in hearts and homes, growing stronger with each generation. This created a unique, resilient form of Islam, deeply African, yet part of the global Muslim community. Djibouti's mosques and traditions reflect this blend of heritage and unity. Djibouti's closeness to Arabia still shapes its identity and relationships today. The echoes of those early crossings remain present in language, culture, and daily life. The story of the first Hijra remains a proud symbol of tolerance and hospitality. It reminds us that compassion and openness can change the course of history. Each crossing, by boat, by caravan, by mind, added to Djibouti's rich tapestry. Every journey brought new ideas, new friendships, and new hope for the future. The nation's history shows that profound change often begins with a simple journey and a welcoming hand. It is in these moments that legacies are born and communities are strengthened. That spirit of connection continues to define Djibouti, linking its past to its future and inspiring generations to come. If you found this journey meaningful, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help others discover the remarkable story of Djibouti and its enduring legacy. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life.